we're going to redesign ourselves or just fashion it out in the way that we'll have enough time to talk next week by the grace of God. We're going to be speaking on marriage as designed by God, as fashioned out by God, as proposed by God, marriage as designed by God. Then we're going to be looking at what marriage is now, what marriage was then, what marriage is intended to be by God, the way God has actually fashioned out marriage. What even led to it right from the beginning. You know, it's so sweet now because it just people get into relationship and you know they're happy. You see hostels holding on the street and the rest of them. And then when it is evening, you look around, you look and nobody's looking. You give the small kiss, you give the small peck. You think that that's just so. And the person does, I love you, you look so beautiful. You tell the guy to you look handsome. There's nobody like you. Without you, I cannot sleep. Without you, I cannot sleep. I have not been able to eat because I have not seen you. You know, and when your house are like that, it's beautiful. You are happy. They're just laughing all the time. Even when you were molded, the moment the guy comes around, everything changes immediately. If the guy can just put his hand at the back of your neck, like that's where I do Jones then. Anyway, let me just show you. Come, tell me, let me show them. You know, the moment I just see him, I just like this. By the time I do like this, everything is over. Even if he's hungry, everything is over. And he begins to smile. That is the way it is. It's so beautiful to be in marriage, you know? It's so beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's a bed of roses. Don't mind the people that are saying marriage is not bed of roses. It is a bed of roses if you make it one to be a bed of roses for you. Let's see what God actually wants in marriage. How did God actually fashion marriage to be? How did he fashion it out? What does it really mean? Why marriage? Why do we have to have? Why do you need a wife? Why do I need a husband? Let's see the book of Genesis. That is where marriage actually started from. Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. Praise God. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creation that he had done. This is the account of heavens and the earth when they were created. Now let's go in. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and no shrub of the field had yet appeared on the earth, and no plants of the field had yet sprung up. For the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no man to walk the ground. Can we get that? Chapter 2, Genesis chapter 2, verse 5. And no shrub of the field had yet appeared on the earth, and no plants of the field had yet sprung up. For the Lord God had not set rain on the earth, and there was no man to walk the ground. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. The Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man became a living being. Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east, in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed. And the Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden were the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there it was separated into 4 headwaters. The name of the first is the Pishon. It winds through the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of that land is good, aromatic, racing, and oxen. And also the name of the second river is the Gihon. It winds through the entire land of Gosh. The name of the third river is Tigris. It runs through the east side of Ashur. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat of it, you will surely die. The Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him. After God had finished the work of creation, he looked at everything very beautiful. But he needed somebody to walk on the ground. He needed somebody to till the ground. He needed somebody to walk in that garden that he has created. And the Bible says that he formed man out of the dust. God formed man out of the dust. He now puts man in charge of that particular garden. That is the responsibility. Men, I hope you are listening. He now puts man in charge of that garden. He said, be in charge of this wonderful garden. Be in charge of this beautiful garden. You have everything to yourself. You have the fruit, you have everything. You have food, you have everything. Be in charge of this garden. And God will come at every point in time to see the man, talk with the man, have communion with the man, because they have good relationship. Don't forget, if you read from Genesis chapter 1, he said, let us make man in our own image, in our own likeness, which means God told his heavenly host, people that were there in his court, and he said, look, we have finished making all this. Now let us make man in our own image, which means God is just like us. And God created everything, all the animals, everything that he needed to create. And he placed everything in charge of the man. He now said, I need somebody to till this ground. He created man. He looked at the man. You are the only one that is just like us here on earth. You need a helper that is suitable for you. And the Bible calls the person a what? Helper that is suitable for you. He didn't say you need a man like you, but he said you need a helper, somebody that will help you, somebody that you can also commune with, that you can always talk with, that you can always relate with, that you can have good relationship with, and you can be happy in this particular garden together. And he made the woman from the man. How? He caused the man to sleep and took one out of the ribs of the man and made woman. Just one woman. Just one woman the man made. God made for the man. Just one woman. Eve. Just one Eve. That is how God has fashioned marriage to be right from the beginning. Just one woman. To do what? To be an helper. To be a helpmate. A helpmate for the man. A friend of the man. A companion. Somebody to relate with. Somebody to talk with. Somebody to be happy with. That is it. That is just the basis. That's the foundation of marriage right from the beginning. Peace was the foundation of marriage. Joy was the foundation of marriage. Communion was the foundation of marriage. Love was the foundation of marriage. Transparency. The Bible said they were naked. Both of them they were naked. Let's go on. And God made the woman. Verse 18. The Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. Now the Lord God formed out of the ground all the beasts of the field. Let's go on. All the beasts of the field and the birds of the air. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. Such authority and power God gave unto man. To even name the beasts, the animals, the trees. Don't give them any name. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. Verse 21. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's rib and closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man. And he brought her to the man. The man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She will be called woman, for she was taken out of man. How did Adam know that this is the bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh? God never told him that I took this out of you. But Adam knew because he was made in God's image. He had wisdom. He had understanding. He can see that this one looks like me. And said, this is the bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. And you shall be called woman because you were made from me. But God, don't forget, made just one woman for Adam right from the beginning. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. They will become what? One flesh. Which means the intention of God for marriage right from the beginning was monogamy. That's the intention of God. Was monogamy. Nothing extra. No extramarital anything. Nothing outside this. You and your wife. One man, one woman. One Adam, one Eve. One Adam, one Eve. They were living happily in the garden. They were living what? Happily in the garden. Don't forget, before Eve was made, the instruction has been passed to Adam. So Adam is a man of great responsibility. He should be a man of authority, a man of power. Before Eve ever came, God already told Adam, mind this garden, take care of this garden. this garden I'm putting you, you are in charge of this particular garden. And from this particular garden, don't eat this particular tree. Don't eat from this particular tree. The instruction was not given to Eve. Eve was not even there when God was passing the instruction to Adam. It was after the instruction that Eve was actually created. So God made the man the head of the garden, the head of the family, giving him power and authority, giving him wisdom, because the man was first formed and made in the likeness of God. And when God is talking about his likeness, he's also talking about all of his characteristics, his holiness, his righteousness, his authority, his power. Everything about God was given to man. And he said, look, till this ground, take care of this beautiful garden. You have enough to eat and drink. But one day God came and saw that Adam was always alone. He's the one naming all the animals, doing everything. He's still just the only one there, except God come and just commune with him. And he said, okay, you need an helper. You need one. You need a helper. You need somebody that is suitable for you, somebody that you can relate with. And he gave Adam Eve. From Adam, Eve was taken out. And only one Eve was taken out. That is the foundation of marriage. Monogamy. One man, one woman. Peace, joy in the family. And what man was given the responsibility, was given authority, the instruction was passed over to man. And I'm sure that it would have been Adam that now passed the instruction to Eve that look, before you were formed, before you actually came, God said we should not eat from this tree. Because God did not give the instruction to Eve. No. She's just an helpmate. Only one of the rib of Adam was used to create Eve. So look at the weakness. Just look at the difference. A man with 7 ribs, a man with 7 bones, strong and everything, and just one was used to create Eve. So what do you think she would be like? A weaker vessel. Just there to help, to assist, and not to take over. Eve was there to do what? To assist, not to take over, not to have domain, not to rule Adam, but to take instructions from Adam. That is the purpose of Eve. That is the purpose of every Eve on earth. To take instruction from their Adams. And all of the security that Eve will need should come from Adam. Do we understand? The security that Eve needs should always come from where? Adam. Eve does not have the right to secure Adam, to give security to Adam. She does not even have the power. She has not been given the authority. No. She should take instruction from Adam. The instruction is from above, just like an organization. Instruction flows. Power flows right from the top down, like that. Organization hierarchy, when you have the power hierarchy, the authority hierarchy in organization, from the CEO to the managers to supervisors, down like that, the lane. That is the way it is. God is the head of the show, the creator of heaven and earth and the creator of Adam, who gives instructions to Adam, and Adam now gives instruction to who? To Eve. Then what now happened? How can the serpent come into the garden? Go to Eve, who is the weaker vessel. Tell Eve that you can eat from this fruit, from this tree. Eve, being the weaker vessel that she really is, because she was just formed with just one rib. So it's possible that our bones and our brain